Welcome everybody to Daytona. We are kicking things off for the Octane Outlaws. We are doing the Debby Dash today. As we see some practice going on right now. We're going to follow a couple of guys. Qualifying will start in just a few moments here. But let's see how everybody is doing today. Obviously, we have some cars out there that are looking to get a big win today. Our league owner, Dakota, is definitely talking all week about how he is going to come out on top. Hopefully, we get some great racing today at Daytona. Hear those cars go by. How's everybody doing tonight out in the chat? Have a very special shout out for one lady in particular, and that is Grandma Debby. We are racing for you tonight. We are doing the Debby Dash 200 here at Daytona. For whatever reason, my graphic is popping up, but we will get that fixed before we start anything. The qualifying section. See some cars getting turned practice. Once again, just going through practice right now. Getting everything sorted out on track. A refresh not seem to be okay, source. Time to fly to get up on here. Once again, only a few minutes here left in practice. We got 2 minutes left before we start hitting qualifying. And when we hit qualifying, everybody's going to be doing their own qualifying today. So we will be jumping in between different cars, kind of taking a look at everybody and making sure everybody's getting around. We want everybody qualifying. And we have some big up there today. We have Potts, Robert E, and Jen. For racing. For the Clellan, Corey Buchanan, Wesley, Patrick, Trevix, Boiser. Yes, we see some cars going off on track. Having a hard time loading on up our overview and our textures here. Not sure why it's giving me a hard time. We were good all the way up until broadcast, and now it seems to be first broadcast always is going to have all the bugs. There is practice over with. It might be because it is a practice session. That might be what's throwing a wrench in our system here. But we're not going to let that stop us right now. because right now we're about to qualify. Buying it. Anybody going out for their qualifying lap quite yet? I think we have 8 minutes. Like I said, just bugs and bugs and bugs to start our first ever broadcast here for the Octane Outlaws. Not having luck here. Jump to anybody else on, folks. Get to have this happen. All right, we are going to pop up our starting in 5 minutes broadcast. We'll be right back in just a moment. I'm going to try and restart a couple of my systems, see if that helps us out here. We are back here, folks. Finally have our graphics up. Took a read system. Looked like the cache was full. But we are good and live. The qualifying is almost over here. Have a few more minutes here. Right now, I'm going to go through, get our race information while we're waiting. right now. Uh, warm night here at Daytona. Cave McClenny sitting in first right now. Matt Frady in second. Kyle Heath in third. Noah Miller in fourth. Doug Easel in fifth. Just to round off our top five at the moment. But today at Daytona, we're doing 80 laps for the Debby Dash 200. And we are brought to you by Sopas Painting Co. and TH Designs. Sopas is located up in Wisconsin. And TH Designs is on the internet for anybody doing iRacing. They will paint for cars. Anybody in the league gets a discount on their car, I believe. And really, Jay is great. Great painter. TJ Hanley in the 08 car today. Currently sitting in 8th place. He is the founder of TH Designs. And just message him. He will help you out with any of your iRacing painting needs. Now, as we're seeing, most of our drivers are coming into their laps here. Blaine Wilson just finishing his. Right now, 27 of our 33 drivers have gone through and qualified. We're just waiting on a few of them. That's a technical glitch here on my side. Why I can't see anybody other than myself. No matter how hard I try, iRacing will not let me see any other driver on the track. So we're just going to get some scenic views here. Blimp view up over the stadium. Until we get cars on track for it. Once again, qualifying currently. Doesn't like lone qualifying for broadcasters. Let's talk today a little bit. Like I said, one special lady, Deborah, who is Dakota, that is his grandmother, is special lady tonight that we are to honor her. She's going through a tough time, and we just want everybody to, have her in your thoughts, and we are racing for you today, Debbie. Minute 10. Currently, 28 of our drivers have qualified. Drivers are going to be waiting. Minute, because you want as much rubber down. Hot lap. As we see Roberts up, Rodney Roberts jumps up in fourth. Great lap there by Rodney Roberts. Comes in with a 49.60. All of our times here. Everybody sitting in that 49, 49.5 to 49.7. Very, very tight field here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers with 49.6s. 3 drivers with 49.65s. Another 3 with 49.64s. Just very, very tight field here. 49.60s. 4 of them right at the top. And, hundredths of a second. That's what's separating the field right now. And you're getting ready to go right now. So let's get Engines rolling. Drivers lined up. Pit lane. That off the screen. Gonna throw our kicker up top. Now we're focused on Cade McClenny, excuse me, is on pole today. Matt Frady is taking second position. Why don't we pop up qualifying results here? On top, Cade McClenny, like I said. Matt Frady in second. Blaine Wilson in third. Rodney Roberts in fourth. Kyle Hurt fifth. Noah Miller in sixth. Doug Eisel in seventh. Daniel Wiles in eighth. Greg Pillar in ninth. T.J. Hanley in 10th. Chad Adams in 11th. Corey Buchanan in 12th. Robert Morrison in 13th. Casey Ellis in 14th. Jordan Shearer in 15th. Keith Ramsey in 16th. Chris Franklin in 17th. Troy Davis in 8th. Justin Nanke in 19th. Tommy Thompson in 20th. Dakota Clellan in 21st. Patrick Matrivix in 22nd. Raymond Mull in 23rd. We go down our list. George Buck in 24th. Richard Kreiser in 25th. Johnny Barker in 26th. Jenny Flowers in 27th. David Guimond in 27th. Stein DeJong in 28th. Justin Potts in 29th. Zachary Steele in 30th. Wesley Outman in 31st. Thomas Thompson in 32nd. Chris Parkman in 34th. Go back to the front list. We are pacing right now, getting ready to go live. See all of our drivers up there at the top as I read them off, but pop up our ticker here. As we have the truck leading us, a little different. We don't have the the typical Mustang leading us on the charge here at Daytona. We have the big truck out front. Lenny and Brady up on the outside. First rule, or we go green. There is no 3-wide racing until 3 laps into any start. So we will see if we can keep it clean on our start here. Beautiful view of our field. 34 drivers today. We will see our truck dive into the pits here. There he goes down into the pits, and McClenny has the race control right now. And it is green. Here he goes. We are off and live. Octane Outlaws starts their season 1 with Cade McClenny getting a great push on the inside. And just listen to those cars coming down the home stretch here. Lap 1 here at Daytona. Cade McClenny getting a great push down on the inside line. Right now, everybody's staying clean. Drivers pushing as they come down the backstretch into turn number 3. Beautiful liveries here. We are watching Matt Frady, who has dropped down into 7th now from that second place position, and we have number 12, Rodney Roberts, is trying to give him a push. Gave him a pretty good bump there, but he's going to have to get a little bit more steady on that outside line to have them have a push to get back up front. They're going way wide. They got to get things under control. They're on that outside line. Inside line's looking nice and clean. Dave McClenny is just holding up front with Wilson right behind him, pushing. Lane Wilson looking good in that number 20 machine. And number 53, Kyle Heath right behind him. Doug Easel, 4th place behind that line. And Noah Miller right behind them. Great start to the season here. We are nice and clean. We'll sit on Cade McClenny just a moment. 54.94 for the first lap, but let's see what we get for our second go around. We come to end of lap 2, beginning of lap 3. 46 is there we go. We are now up to speed. We're going to jump to Matt Frady, who he just jumps down into that lower line. Thinks maybe it's a little bit better. Maybe it's a little bit better to just, you know, get into the line, get into a rhythm. Don't try anything crazy to see where Daytona takes us. If anybody is watching and thinks, oh yeah, you know, Cade McClenny, he's out front, he's got a chance to win this thing. If you know anything about Daytona, it is a crazy, crazy race, and it will throw you for a loop, as we have most of our drivers on that inside line, just hanging tight. A couple little gaps there forming, but for the most part, clean racing. See TJ Handley jumping out of line there for just a moment. Excuse me, that is Robert Morrison that I saw jumping out of line. It's one of those TH design cars in the 916 of Robert Morrison. Once again, TH Designs has a team of 4. And Cade McClenny still leading us here. A couple stragglers in back, kind of separated off packs here. Johnny Barker is leading this pack back here. We had a little bit of bumping, and even behind them, we have a couple more 3 seconds back, which is Wesley Outman. These guys are going to have to get it together if they're going to have a chance at getting up into the main pack here. We'll be looking forward to, not looking forward, but we'll be looking for the big one here. Eye on my trading paints here. We may have a couple cars that are not loading their paint, so we're going to go ahead and give that a refresh. But while we do so, Cade McClenny is sticking in first, Wilson in second, Heath in third. Roberts has made his way back up into fourth. He is going to hold the front of that outside line. Right behind Roberts is the number 17 car of Daniel Wiles. He is the one pushing that outside line. Behind him, it looks like that might be TJ Handley up on the high line in the number 08 car, that TH Designs car. There we go. We see a couple of these paints reloading in here. Beautiful car. Monster car just came in. And Kyle Heath just reloaded a paint, number 53. Yep. We're going to be getting a couple more of these guys in with their paints. Cade McClenny is just holding really nice line. Not only is Cade McClenny doing a great job, but Blaine Wilson doing a fantastic job to keep right on the bumper. Kyle Heath and Doug Easel really pushing right up behind. That inside line proving to be the line to be on. But we are running at a full 80 laps, but these drivers are going to have to make a couple stops, I believe. I think they can go around 25 to 30 laps on a full tank of fuel as we ride on board with Cade McClenny. Crazy how quick these cars get going. Here, it sounds like a car coming into the pits. I have a couple cars that are way behind the front runners. Parkman and Thompson. Looks like we do have a safety car popping out right now. Some contact. But we had a bunch of contact with a is there. That is going to pop our first caution of the night. 9 laps into our 80-lap race. What happened? Ooh, there it is. Contact there. Car up into the wall. Jenny Flowers gets hit number 4. Got the number 4 livery on, but he is not number 4. That would be Zachary Steele, number 39. Running a 4 livery, but he is number 39, Zachary Steele. He had big back into the wall along with contact with Jenny Flowers, and that is what jumped our safety car here. We'll see if anybody comes out into the pit lane. Obviously, tires are not a huge ordeal, but fuel is. Okay, McClenny coming down into the pit lane. He is leading the charge. Kay McClenny all the way up front in that pole position. Wilson behind him in the 20. 80 right there in the 40. And Kay McClenny does get out first. See a couple cars going around on the wave rounds. Okay, McClenny's going to be way out ahead of everybody right now. Our big loser today. Right now, Chris Franklin sitting up in first. Did not pit, and he is on that main lap. So Chris Franklin up 16 positions right now. See if the strategy pays off. That number 60 machine. Very cool livery with skull and crossbones on the side. 6.0 on the hood. Right now, Franklin is going to lead our charge going into the end of our caution here. Good to see the lights on that pace. I won't say pace car, but the pace truck is more like it. We should see that going out anytime now, right as they come across the line. That will signal our last caution lap here. And then we'll get going again. Go. Lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to go side by side. Get a start. Let's see if Cade McClenny's going to, try and get back down to his inside line where he was comfortable. Or if we're going to see him just try and stick it to the outside line. He was having really good luck there with top Kyle Heath and Blaine Wilson. Blaine Wilson down on the inside now in the Ream 20 car, the Ream machine. And, you know, Wilson might be pushing Franklin a little bit and combating McClenny on the outside line there. As of right now. Dave McClenny is down his 1 position. Chris Franklin, 15 positions. Now we'll jump to Tommy Thompson right now, 13 positions up from his start. Justin Nanke up 10 positions from his start. Matrivix is up 6. Dakota Clellan up 4. They're all on the main lap here. The only one down the lap is Rodney Roberts. Everybody else on the main lap, 32 cars. This is quite the field. Big losers right now is Rodney Roberts. 29 positions down. He qualified in 4th, if I remember right. Keith Ramsey down 13 positions. In the back here, number 32 machine, Keith Ramsey in the Tide car. Noah Miller, sorry, is down 16 positions from where he started. So let's see if Chris Franklin is going to be able to pull away here from Gabe McClenny and Kyle Heath on the outside, or if we're going to have a little bit of a battle going on. A long race in the start zone, and there he goes. He is off. He gets a good jump on Gabe McClenny, but Gabe McClenny has that push from Kyle Heath. Kyle Heath right on the bumper of Gabe McClenny. Franklin, great jump, but you're going to really want to have some help behind you. And we see number 20 car catching up really quickly to Franklin, and he's going to stick right on the bumper of Franklin. And number 20 car, Mr. Blaine Wilson, he is playing the long game. He knows he's going to have to be up here in the front, at least to, how do we want to say, at least to compete for the win. He doesn't want to do anything drastic, doesn't want to be taken out, doesn't want to get a bunch of damage, got to stay on that main lap. Really anything can happen. We've seen some crazy races. Oh, and we see, oh, a big wreck going on in the back. That should spur a caution. It does not. As we come down, did not show that they crashed in the iRacing software, as they seem to have saved it. Wow. 2 cars flying off the track. And Tommy Thompson. Ooh, as we have a couple cars right now going through the grass, and that's a big one. That's a big caution coming out. Let's see what happened on this one. Everybody getting a little excited now that we're finally getting going. That last one collected 9 cars total, plus another 3 getting a little bit more damage as well. So 12 out of our 34 cars that are running today caught up in that action. Let's go back. We can. Ooh, we had number 39, Zachary Steele, go off track. Here we go. Big wreck across the infield. Doesn't look like a lot of damage, but a lot of cars flying off, making contact. Bunch of cars going sideways. That number 4, but really 39 car. Better. George Buck going through the infield, just doing a little bit of grass mowing in that Alien 28. That's a rough ride. See who's jumping into the pit lane here. And yep, there we go. Blaine Wilson in the pits again. Taking a quick stop. He's going to be dropping back quite a bit. A lot of the guys up front. Blaine Wilson, Robert Morrison, Noah Miller, Jordan Schurer, Corey Buchanan, Chad Adams. Zachary Steele is in the back here to number 39. The 39/4 car. 89 of Stein DeJong, and then Rodney Roberts. He is to get himself back on the main lap. Number 12, as we remember, he was right up there in the thick of it at the beginning of the race. Just some unfortunate events happening for him, and he's going to get the wave around. Probably going to bring him back on now. And we have Cabe McClenny, who seems to be our rock, up in first. Al Heath in second, Chris Franklin in third. They all stayed out of the danger. Only one missing is Wilson. Blaine Wilson, who is back in 23rd. He elected to come in and, you know, he might have had a little bit of damage. He might have had a tap there in that whole commotion. I believe these drivers get 2 fast repairs during this race. With the 2 fast repairs, drivers will do, you know, just get their car fixed up. For those of you that aren't sim racers, fast repair gets their car fixed up back to, you know, brand new instantly while they're in the pits. They make their pit stop. Fast repair happens instantly, and then they can continue on, or they can get the rest of their pit stop, their fuel, their tires, whatever else they need, and get on their way. And, you know, it's sim racing. You take more risks than what you would in real life. We have the lights out on the pace truck. Official iRacing pace truck. And right now, big winners. Patrick Matrivix is up 15 spots. Justin Nanke up 11. Chris Parkman did not pit during this, and he is up 22 spots here. Raymond Mull is up 10 spots. And we just have a big shift in our whole field. Handley down 12. Blaine Wilson down 21, taking a pit. Noah Miller taking a pit. He's down 19 positions. Chad Adams down 16 positions. But we are going to go ahead and swap over to our ticker for a little bit. Give a little bit better of a view of our field. Go back to our leader here, Cabe McClenny, out in front. Is putting on a heck of a show. Like I said, he's kind of been our rock. He has led most of our laps. Here we go, coming to the checkered flag. Or not checkered flag. The finish line, start-finish line here. Cabe McClenny gets a great jump here, but we know what's about to happen. The number 60 of Chris Franklin will catch up to him, get right behind him, and start pushing. Right now we have 53 of Kyle Heath up in that top lane. Great sound here, and these cars go by. Daniel Wiles going to be pushing him, number 17 car. Pushing. Going to show some of our driver profiles here. Daniel Wiles, number 17, pushing the number 53 of Kyle Heath. Take a look at our Our guy in first right now, Cade McClenny, real life racer, Bakersfield, California. He says, check out his YouTube channel, KO5. Riding on board with him. He's currently in third. Kyle Heath decided to jump down to that inside line. Daniel Wiles in second. Still pushing. Number 17 car. We're kind of spread out throughout the track. Two lines has turned into two very disorganized lines. And remember, we have 3 laps before... Ooh, another caution. What? Shows that Noah Miller was involved. Here we go, Miller. Ooh, a little bumping. Here we go, into the wall. Miller goes flying down. Bunch of contact. Cars are off. Bunch of damage. You can see some sparks flying there. Looks like from the number 19 car. Might have some damage dragging along. Jump back to live here. We check out what happened here from a different perspective. We see Miller flying through the infield. Melbourne, Florida. Being as this is the first season of Octane Outlaws, a lot of the drivers, their rookie season. Number 8 of Noah Miller. Driving that Chevy machine. Back up to Kyle Heath, who is sitting in first at that UA. MeMarieDesigns.com. He has to say. Gilbert, South Carolina is his hometown. While we're sitting here waiting, going through our caution lap. Check out our race info again for today. Right now, we are currently sitting at 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 12 getting a wave around again. Get back to that main lap. 77 degrees, track temp. Right now, 77 degrees there too. Track length. This is a 2.5 mile track for those who are wondering, at Daytona Beach, Florida. Altitude 37 feet above sea level because Daytona, Florida. It is very flat, surrounded by water. Jumping back up live. Let's get rid of this here race graphic. Check out a couple of our cars. Going back, Patrick Trivix, Falls, South Dakota. Then his rookie season here. Franklin. Gary's been up front. Big gainer right now. Chris Parkman in the 15 machine. The Vegeta picture there. 15 machine of Parkland is the monster car we see here. Down as Lancaster. Matt Frady driving a Chevy in his rookie season. One I do want to point out is our league owner, Dakota Cleland. Daytona Beach, hometown. This is his home race today. Got a TH Designs livery on. He's running a different livery in the preseason, so it is a little bit different than what we've been seeing so far. Very beautiful car, though. DJ should be proud of that one. But Dakota is, once again, we're racing for Grandma Debby. She's the reason that we're out here today. Dakota is the one that put this all together with our other league owner, Corey Buchanan, Savannah, Georgia. And we have no more time for all of this chit-chat. We're going to be getting ready to go here. Just a moment. Corey Buchanan, Savannah, Georgia. He is one of the co-owners with Dakota Cleland. These guys are a great group of guys. Have put together a fantastic league. Obviously, 33 drivers is a very strong field, especially for season 1 opening at Daytona. A couple more cautions than we would like, but you know, we'll work through it. As we jump back up to our leader, Kyle Heath. Dave McClenny right there behind him. Bakersfield, California, once again. He says he's looking for sponsors. Anybody out there want to sponsor Cabe McClenny? Feel free. Give him a shout in the league, in the Discord. We'll be keeping an eye out for Cabe. Kyle Heath has the start. We are green. Heath not getting a great start. Cabe McClenny getting a great push right behind him. We have a little bit of contact in the back with Dakota Cleland and Justin Potts. Let's see. Dakota Cleland. Justin Potts getting a little chippy just to start, but we are all clean, all clear. And that is beautiful. Deborah Bryant livery. Ooh. Big wreck, big wreck. As we just can't seem to keep it clean. That was a big, big wreck. Wesley Outman in the 24 Raptor car. Wow, he is having a rough time. Let's see what happened here. This was, well, I told you we were going to be watching out for the big one. And this is the big one, as of right now. Ooh, he was just catching up here. Oh, he out. See if we can't. These other drivers. Kinda just in the middle of it, the number 10, David Guimond. Position took a second. Find which contacts and might be where it happens. There we go. Wow, yeah, big shunt into the wall. That is Greg Pillar, who got turned up into the wall, it looked like a little bit. The 00 car. Man out of North Waterboro, Maine. Says he'll race anything. That's unfortunate for him. He's going to have to get back to the pits. Fast repair. He might have to go right to the end of the line if he was going to go into the pits right there. Back live. Wesley Outman all repaired coming out of the pits. Cabe McClenny back up in front. do apologize. I am hearing that I am getting some breaking up of my microphone. That is something that I will work on for our next broadcast. We can go down through our field here. Dakota Cleland in that tribute car for his grandmother Deborah. Beautiful, beautiful car. Love the yellow. I love that design. Closer look at. There we go. That should do. We see on his hood there, Deborah Bryant. Shout out to Grandma Debby. A little bit of a bump there from the Trivix in the 4 car. Together. Good time. Currently out on track. DK McClenny in our pack. In a Ford. Daniel Wiles in a Chevy. Matt Frady in a Chevy. Johnny Barker in a Ford. We don't see a whole lot of Toyotas though. We see Ford, Chevy, Ford, Chevy, Ford, Chevy. Handful of Chevys, handful of Fords. And Casey Ellis running a Toyota. One of the only ones. Blaine Wilson running a Toyota. Who he was keeping out of trouble for a while, but a couple of these accidents you just cannot get away from. And they are only 2 Toyotas in the entire field. Everybody else running Fords and Chevys. Mostly Chevys. Probably about 60-40 Chevys and Fords and about 5% Toyota. But as we see on the pace car there, lights are out. Pace car driver there. A view of them. Anybody in the chat? And I do have word. Everybody. I have word that Grandma is watching. So once again, big shout out to Grandma Debby. We love you. And like I said earlier, we are racing for you today. Abe is going to bring us to the line. Pace truck in. Cabe is in the start zone. And a pretty good jump by him, but Daniel Wiles, or Matt Frady actually, is the one that's sticking with him. Number 40 car, Chevy and Ford working together here. Matt Frady pushing that inside line. Let's see if we can't stay clean here, guys. Doing fantastic. We're going to look at the middle of the pack here. We're going to jump on board with Jenny Flowers. See these cars just kind of settling in. That's the name of the game, is just get into your lane, settle in. I don't want to say wait, but oh, just wait. Just hang out. Get to the end of the race, then make your move. The draft in these cars is through the roof. So your ability to draft is not going to affect where your outcome is unless you are, you know, a handful of cars back. I think you have to be almost a full second back to get out of that draft. And as we see up on our graphic up on top, the ticker, not many cars are any more than a couple tenths, if not 100th, back from each other. Great push there from the Red Bull number 40 on Kay McClenny. Take a look at Johnny Barker here, the number 6 car. He is up into second now. But number 6, Johnny Barker, is up 24 positions from his start. He is now Down on the inside in first. Johnny Barker, 25 positions up from where he started back in 26th. Chris Parkman right there. Ooh, and we have cars off. That is Noah Miller. They're going through the grass. That is enough contact. A caution. Let's see if anybody made any big contact. Been a pretty big caution race going on. Melbourne, Florida, Mr. Noah Miller. Shows that he's from the U.S. And my brain just lagged out there for a second. I saw Melbourne and I instantly thought Australia. Oh man. Noah Miller, Melbourne, Florida, everybody. Johnny Barker up first still. Jump to our timing tower here. 30 laps into our 80 lap race. We have Johnny Barker out in first. Parkman in there. He's going to start on the outside line in the 15. Chris Franklin in the 60. And I will stress to all the drivers that watch back the stream, fill out your driver information, guys. This stuff shows up on stream. Look, Matt Frady, he doesn't have anything. Matt Frady, fill out your driver information. Look how good Kay McClenny's information looks. Bakerfields, Florida. Got his YouTube. He's got his sponsors. Kay McClenny 05. That looks fantastic. Johnny Barker, he's got his hometown at least. Beautiful number 6 car, the Valvoline there. Let's see if we can get a good stop. Pretty far back in the box. See if that affects his pit stop time. Chris Franklin elects. Quasar. Richard's going to get the... Here. Woo. There we go. Cars flying around each other here. We have all of our drivers come out of the pits here. Justin Potts up 29 positions. He stayed out. Matrivic stayed out. Flowers stayed out. Flowers up 23 spots into the 4th spot. Dakota sitting in 5th. Dakota Cleland. Leland. Sorry about that, Dakota. Leslie Outman, the number 24, up 24 position. Troy Davis making his way around from Clarksville, Tennessee. Number 87 car. Very, very pink. Pink purple. He is going to be our lucky dog going around. Robert Morrison, be who he catches up to. He's on the main lap. 26 cars on the main lap, which means 26 cars are still up for grabs right now for the win. We're starting to divide into our 2 lanes here. Chris Franklin, number 60, stayed out. Justin Potts right behind him in the 01 car from Wahlberg, North Carolina, driving that Chevy. And if I'm seeing right, that looks like a Subway Chevy. Yes, it is. Looks like, yep. Number 90. Your Croys are going to get the wave around here since he is out in front. From Caddo, Wisconsin. He is the owner of Sopas Painting Co. Need something painted. Get a hold of Richard. And that is a beautiful driver information profile right there. See that? Got his hometown. Beautiful, picture with no background. Awesome stuff, guys. That's what we like to see on the broadcast. So don't forget to go and do the driver information application from SDK. Easy. Pop it up, fill out the information while you're sitting in the pits, and you're done. And you can have awesome looking graphics on the stream, like Patrick has here, like Richard, like Dakota. And right now, like Cade McClenny, who is back in 14th, he elected to take a pit. Jumped on in. And yeah, he's gonna have to get through a little bit of a field, but I think we still have one more pit stop with the fuel limitations that we have. Once again, a reminder that we can't go 3 wide until we are 3 laps into a green flag. So we really will have to keep an eye, make sure nobody's going 3 wide. But let's just try and keep it 2 wide for a little bit. These drivers, I know we have the skill. We did it for, I think it was about 15 laps at the beginning. We were doing a great, fantastic job, and I think everybody got a little chippy. Started getting a little impatient, wanted to get around, get to the front. Long race, guys. Let's get it going again here with Chris Franklin. And he has a fantastic jump. Wow, really good jump on Patrick Matrevics. And Matrevics going to that outside line following Franklin. Franklin electing to stick to the outside. We've seen the inside line be the line to beat. As Dakota Cleland, he is making his way up. He has been talking all week about how he wants to win this one for Grandma Debby. And wow, we have Denny Flowers off. That is not enough to trigger a caution, though. That is good points. Denny Flowers is going to be suffering from that one. That's why you got to be patient, guys. Be patient. Dakota Cleland. If he wins this, that will be a... Ooh, wow. We have 3 wide right now. Matrevics accidentally goes 3 wide here with the cars behind him. Matrevics, Chris Franklin just kind of bumped each other there. Ever so slightly. That got them a little loose. Matrevics got in front of Franklin, and right now they're starting to fall back on that outside line. They got to get things tightened up. Dakota Cleland holding great on that lower with Corey Buchanan. Owner number 1, Dakota. Owner number 2, Corey Buchanan. They are going to try and push away from this pack. Look, they have a little bit of a gap there to Patrick. Matrevics. Oh, and another caution here. Happen. Focusing front. Ooh, and there we have Bud Light cars going up. And a lot more contact. Raymond Mull. The unlucky cars sliding off the track there. That's okay. Just now. I think he was involved. And he returns to the pit lane. Here to get together at our race control, we had those two got together. We had 3 other cars had some contact all at the same time. A couple other cars went up into the wall, some 2x contacts. For those who are watching at home, a 2x contact is making contact with the wall. 4x contact is making contact with each other. What triggers our flags is 12x within 5 seconds of each other, or within 7 seconds of each other. We have a high incident count for this race. Total number of incidents so far, 254. That is quite the high incident count as we come 45 laps remaining. Justin Potts in the 01 subway car is out in front. Come to live view here. They are set up behind the pace truck. Potts from one. We're going to take a look, see where we have Kate McClenny in 5th. He was running up front with us for quite a while. DJ Hanley in 10th. He's one of our top drivers. TH Designs, rebranded for 2023, he says. Hometown is the entire state of Texas, TJ. Sounds about right. They always go big in Texas. Pit gone back to 25. A little bit of fuel saving. Once again, we love seeing that tribute there to Grandma Debby. Dakota's going to take his place on the inside line. 21st place currently. With our pots. First time we're seeing Keith Ramsey and Casey Ellis up here. Keith Ramsey in that Tide machine. We saw him earlier. Casey Ellis. Tide machine. Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania there. Looks like he's in an SUV or Jeep of some sort. Number 35 in that Ghost. Good looking car there. Like pink and green. Big thing to note. Me as a commentator, I am colorblind, guys. So if I get a color wrong, you guys can razz me for it. I'm okay with it. I've gotten used to it. But just know that I am colorblind. So if I get the calling out of a color wrong on a car, be gentle with me. As we come to the front of the pack here, Justin Potts in his Chevy is going to get the go ahead, and the green light's on. Justin Potts gets a big jump. Let's see if Casey Ellis is able to get right behind him. Oh, we had a bad start there. Big crash, big crash, big crash. And caution's going to kick in again. Wow, we couldn't even get going on our 7th caution of the night now. 6th caution. Didn't last very long. Somebody's engine just blew. That might be Zachary Steele there. Not sure what happened. Dakota shows crashed. Number 67 or 17? Let's see if we can't find number 67. Doug Easel. Gonna go. There we go. Yeah, you see number 67. Doug Easel has a rough start there. And Doug Easel jumps to the pits. That was that was something else. I'm gonna try and find How this happened here. We're going to hit a little bit of slow motion. Doug Easel goes off the track, back on the track. Comes up into the drivers here. See, we'll get a green flag. Sorry. Go with Doug Easel. And here we go. Who has it in first gear when they started? Oh no, the two monster cars get together. Doug Easel there got a little bit of a push. Number 67 got a push from the number 15. Is the number 15? I don't even see him on here. Oh, there he is. Chris Parkman. Chris Parkman gave a little bit of a shove there. We'll see this. They get the start. Chris Parkman gets a good jump. Doug Easel. Ooh, he has to slow up just the tiniest bit behind the 8 car, and yeah, that's... You can't slow up. Cannot slow up on a restart like that. Chris Parkman, he gets the bump on Easel, and Easel pays the price. A bunch of cars behind him pay the price. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, well, we're going to jump back live. We should be pretty close to going green here. Tommy Thompson's got a little bit of damage on his car, the number 7. I keep wanting to say rookie, but everybody this season is a rookie. Since they are, you know, it's first season, it's very first race. I will say, great showing of drivers. Big shout out to the organizers, Dakota and Corey. Some bad luck here for them. Corey looks like he's in the pit lane, getting repaired. Dakota's out, and looks like he might be a lap down. Yeah, he's either a lap... Yeah, he's got to be a lap down. But yeah, the organization of this league out of the gates, and this is their very first race. Octane Outlaws' very first race, and it's quite the showing. So once again, big shout out to the organizers, the admin. Huge shout out to our sponsors. We'll pop them up real fast here and get a little look at our race information as well. As we see here at Daytona, our temperatures still in the 77 range. TH Designs, Sopa's Painting Co. Those are our two big sponsors. Once again, TH Designs doing some payouts for our guys in the preseason. TH Designs is also where you go to get all your paints in this league. Some fantastic paints made by TJ. And we can jump up to TJ. TJ over here, catching up with the pack. TJ Hanley down there in Texas, making some fantastic paints for the field. We'll pop up our ticker. We can see that TH Designs, and you know, just a fantastic, like I said, fantastically run league. I run a league myself. Completely different style of racing, road racing, so it is night and day compared to the oval guys. But you know, the road stuff, you know, sometimes can't be as fun. You get a little bit of separation, drivers start pulling away from each other. Ovals, you're on top of each other the whole time. You, especially Daytona, you're right here, bumper to bumper the whole time. Even if you wreck out, you know, a caution gets thrown, you're right there in the fray. You know, Raymond Mull, he got thrown across the infield. We restart here. He is in 20th position. You know, we might see him up front. Justin Potts was way in back, 30 positions back in 30, would that be 31st? You know, he is in first place right now. Casey Ellis, same thing. He's up 12 positions. Keith Ramsey up 13. And, you know, this order is going to change, you know, a handful of times before we get to the end of this race. It'll all depend on strategy, fuel, tires, you know, who can hold what. Casey Ellis, one of our two Toyotas. Blaine Wilson, one of the others. And Justin Potts has the start. And let's see if we can't get going cleanly here. Justin Potts with a big jump. as we like to see from our leader. And we have a big push on the outside there. Cade McClenny giving Casey Ellis a push. McClenny has been up front all day. He is probably the favorite to win this race right now. And he is giving a big shove to number 35. And number 35 goes down low. 53 of Kyle Heath is pushing up on Cade McClenny now. They were pushing each other earlier, right at the beginning of the race. And wow, look at that gap they're starting to push. Number 53, Kyle Heath. Let's take a look at him. Push, 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 push. Cade McClenny gets a huge run, but Jordan Schur out of nowhere, it would seem, in the number 2 machine. First time seeing him, Houston, Alabama. He is the leader on the inside line there, as we have a couple cars jumping down on the inside. Number 24 and number 15, Wesley Outman and Chris Parkman jumping down to take the lead on the inside line. Cade McClenny holding that outside line. We've seen the inside line works a lot better at the beginning, but Cade McClenny somehow making it work on the outside there. I think it has to do with the company he's keeping there with Kyle Heath and Blaine Wilson. They are getting some good pushes to start this one here, and we have a 3 wide. Not sure if that's a purposeful 3 wide, but number 99, Jenny Flowers, kind of getting caught in the middle there. You don't want to get caught in the middle. You want to go either on that outside and just stick with it, or on that inside and stick with it. Jenny Flowers, Charlotte, North Carolina. Ooh, a little touch on the wall there for Jenny. Ooh, uh-oh. We might have some trouble for Flowers. Gotta keep it out of that wall. That's going to slow you down 5 to 10 miles an hour easy. And when you do that, when you're going 200 miles an hour, that's a huge difference in speed. McClenny hanging in there. Sticking that outside line, making those tires last, keeping that high speed. And wow, that outside line is doing some things right now. Beautiful run here. Cabe is going to be really hard to catch. The only people that I think can catch Cabe at this point are going to be Kyle Heath and Blaine Wilson. If who's down on an inside line now? Noah Miller. As we see that inside line, he's got to get somebody behind him. TJ Hanley right behind him. He's got to get closer. He's got to get that push. Got to get that bubble from the 08 car. And TJ Hanley, as you see, he's close, but he's not close enough. If we go up to Kyle Heath, you can see how close they're going to be getting down here on the backstretch. And let's jump back to our roll bar here. You can see just how close Kyle Heath is getting to Cade McClenny. And just what an angle these guys drive on. If you've ever been to Daytona and gone up and walked up on that bank, it is a crazy bank. As we start seeing Noah Miller, it's starting to make his way up here. TJ giving a good push. Ooh, and we do have a caution behind. Caution behind. Let's see what caused that one. It looks like Jenny Flowers is our culprit on this one. Take a look and see what happened. Jenny Flowers having a hard time there. Just, ooh, big contact. Ooh, a little bit of contact again there. Looks like we had Jenny Flowers off track. Jenny Flowers making contact. Chris Franklin made contact at the same time. Oh yeah, we had at the same time stuff going on in the back, touching, bumping. Ooh, cars saved it. Ooh, hoo, hoo. But yeah, Jenny Flowers having a big save there. Now is when you start trying to strategize your pit stops. I believe you can get about 25 laps with a full tank of fuel. 25 to 30. Not quite sure. Cabe is going to be bringing us to the pit lane. Let's see if he goes down and takes some tires and takes some fuel. I can only imagine, so with 33 laps remaining, if it is that 35 lap mark, that everybody's going to be coming in, getting a pit stop done, getting tires, getting fuel. Some people might not be getting those tires, but definitely getting some fuel. Cabe McClenny leading us down. Kyle Heath right behind, Blaine Wilson right behind him, and out stays Patrick Matrevics. Chris Pikeman out, Troy Davis out, Tommy Thompson out, Richard Kreiser out, Johnny Barker, Chris Franklin, Robert Morrison, Raymond Mull, Cabe McClenny is now out of the pits, followed by Blaine Wilson, who jumps Kyle Heath in the pit lane. Great pit stop there for Kyle Heath. Or for Blaine Wilson, taking Kyle Heath. Noah Miller right there. And these guys up front, they have to be thinking that we are going to be going to another caution, and that they're going to get another chance at jumping the lead. We're going to sit on Patrick Matrevics for just a moment. I'm going to mute for just a second, grab myself a drink, and come back, because my voice is starting to fade just a slight bit, but we want to have our entire voice for the upcoming finish that we're going to have here. I believe once it comes down to it, we have 3 green-white checkers in order to call it, so we could have some real big excitement going on right up to the end. So once again, I'll be right back. Gonna get myself a sip of water, and then we will continue on after this last call. All right, we are back as we are going green here with Patrick Matrivix. Chris Parkman in second on the outside line. He gets a great jump, and Matrivix starting to go to the outside. And love this camera angle. It's so cool to watch these guys from the front going back. But we are going to jump to a typical camera angle here. Number 87 car of Troy Davis. First time we've seen Troy Davis up there today. We've seen him in a couple incidents, but not up front in the push for the lead. Richard Kreuzer. Go off there, but we are doing okay. Richard Kreuzer in second. Oh, and the leaders go off. Number 87. Oh no, he's gonna go up into the pack there. Did everybody avoid him? There's no way. What is going on here, guys? Troy Davis went off track. Yep, we saw that. Troy Davis crashed. Let's jump back and see what's going on here up front. Richard Kreuzer right behind him. Ooh, it looks like maybe a little bit of netcode there. Kreuzer gets pulled down into the infield there. And Ezron Davis, we'll see him start sliding right up into traffic. And wow, he saves it. Everybody somehow gets around him. See if anybody gives him a bump. We are getting good at dodging some cars today. Yeah, he'll get himself going again, but wow. Number 87 sliding through the infield, coming up onto the track, tapping the wall all the way back down to the apron, and he's none the worse for wear. Might have a couple scratches on him, but he's not doing anything that's you know, gonna keep him out of this race. He should still be on that main lap as well. Chris Franklin still up front in that number 60 machine. Robert Morrison, one of TJ Hanley's creations in the TH Designs 916 machine. Trivix in his number 4. And Chris Parkman in his number 15. And we have a bunch of cars coming into the pits. Chris Franklin stays out. Right now, Rodney Roberts is leading our pit lane charge all the way up front in that 1-2 machine. Out of the pits here, we have Chris Parkman first. Rodney Roberts, Justin Potts. Nope, he was not in the pits. Here we have a couple TH Designs guys getting going. They'll file into place. Number 42, Justin Anke here. Look at that. Plane. We want to see your information, guys. We love to see it. Who are you? Where you're from? You know, a nice profile picture. I'll go back to it again. Richard Kreuzer. Beautiful picture here. Shows where he's from. We love the immersion here in the Octane Outlaws League. But now we're coming down to 27 laps remaining. We have 27 laps to figure it out, guys. We are That's about 3/4 of the way through our 80 lap stint here. We have been live and on the air for 1 hour and 36 minutes. The races should take around 2 hours. And we got some interviews at the end for our winner, second and third place. Like I said, we are going to figure things out here. Lights are out on the pace truck. We will be going live after one more lap. These laps take about a minute and 50, 2 minutes maybe. Get back around under the caution, so I'll be right back. Once again, I'm going to take a sip of water and rest my voice for just a moment. All right, everybody, we're figuring out our inside-outside lines here. Chris Franklin's still up front. Matrivix in second. Let's take a look at Dakota Cleland. He is our big mover today. He's been up front. He's been in back. He's been a lap down. He's been on the main lap. He has been just about everywhere today. Some of these drivers are going to have that experience. That's how it is at Daytona. Denny Flowers somehow still in 10th place after sliding through the infield, having some contact. Flying all over the place, but Jenny Flowers sticking with it, and that's what you got to do here at Daytona. You just got to keep sticking it out. Kate McClenny, our favorite today, currently in 20th position. He's probably going to try and make it to the end of the race on his current fuel load and tires. I couldn't imagine that he would have pit and put himself into a bad position if he was able to stay out. And as we are saying that, Chris Franklin is going to get the green flag here into the Geico starting zone. And there he goes. He gets a good jump, as we've seen many times before. Chris Franklin in first, Raymond Mull in second, right there behind him in the 18 machine. That Bud Light livery shining on track. And Raymond Mull in Akron, Ohio. I can only imagine it's Ohio. Sure, there are a few more Akrons, but 53 of Kyle Heath is going to be getting that big run. And he lets off just the tiniest bit, gets right in line. They know what they got to do here. Just got to stick it out. We see some bumping going on. One car going down and out. Guiman goes off. But we are still racing here. Chris Franklin leading our charge. Raymond Mull giving him a push on the inside. Raymond Mull. Take a look at this field from the leaders here. Chris Franklin in that beautiful number 60. This number 8 of Noah Miller is pushing on that outside. Ooh, we see a couple cars touching the wall. I believe that might have been Casey Ellis up there in the Ghost Energy. Yep, that was Casey Ellis in the Ghost Energy. Kay McClenny right there behind him. As we see Dakota and making his way up to the outside. Beautiful to see these cars go by just like that. Let's turn it up and see if we can't get some great sounds going on here, guys. I say that, the safety truck is deployed. Man, we were really hoping for some good racing, some great sounds as the cars flew by, but that was another big one. We're up to a total of 500, count it, 500 incident points for this race. We still have 22 laps remaining. I believe that we can get through this race, guys. Let's take a look, though, at what happened. And here we go. Ooh, number 17 and number 18 there. Raymond Mull. Daniel Wiles getting into Raymond Mull. We see the number 24 car there as well. Wesley Outman. He's been in a few incidents there. Number 2 getting by smoothly. Somebody's going backwards up ahead. See if we can't see anybody else. Yeah, and there they all go. I'm trying to see if we can't find out what happened here. We see Outman. Gonna get into a roll bar view here for Outman, see just what happens. Cars are weeble wobbling back and forth, and oh yeah, they're right there in front of them. These cars just getting into each other there. That's unfortunate. Sounds like his car is having some issues. We see Raymond Mull's car here. Cars in front of him. Ooh, and it was just a little tap there. You see him let off, and oh, Raymond let off his throttle just ever so slightly because their cars in front of him were touching, and I think that's what got him in trouble there. Let's jump live and see if we have anybody pitting here. We do. We have Richard Kreuzer pitting. It's showing he is up in first, but he is alone in first. Noah Miller coming up behind him. Did he get a wave around and then pit? I'm wondering if that's what happened there. Wave around, went to the pits to justify it. Gonna jump himself probably to the end of the line. And we have Noah Miller from Melbourne, Florida. Not to be confused with Melbourne, Australia. Lights are still going on the safety truck. A lot of cars that were up front, no longer up front. Noah Miller's there. Blaine Wilson, he's there in that number 20. At Frady in the 40. Rodney Roberts sitting there in the 12 car. He's had a couple mishaps that have put him a lap down, I think twice. But somehow has come out up front. Gabe McClenny finding his way up into 5th. Once again, I think his pit strategy is, he's hoping to get to the end of the race on his current fuel load. I can only imagine so since he hasn't pit the last couple cautions here. Kyle Heath been very consistent up front. You know, he's one of our higher I rating guys at 3759 on the I rating scale. Kate McClenny, though, he's going to be our favorite probably for the whole season. He is a 6,539 I rating. Fantastic. Very high I rating. And Kyle Heath sitting right behind him. 3759. Chris Parkman is one of our high ranking I rating guys too. 3,623. And Justin Nanke, 3,721. He is having some bad luck today. That 42 machine back in 24th place. But now we should be seeing lights out on the pace truck. Yep, there they go. We'll go side by side here, going up to the green light. Miller will lead us on the charge, and we'll get going. Hopefully we can get a nice long stretch, get to the end of the race, and you know, have a nice run here at the end. Nobody likes running a caution fest, but you know, first race of the year, drivers are getting used to each other. Everybody around each other is you know, trying to figure each other out, especially Daytona. Daytona's a huge high speed, you know, your bumper to bumper racing. And it's just, it's a different form of racing. It's not your normal typical oval racing. But it is its own kind of animal. It might not seem like a ton of cars out there still, but we still got 33 cars. All 33 cars are out there. One way, shape, or form. Looks like our last like 5 or 6 cars are all electing to start single file, probably down on that low line. Just kind of let things happen. As we see Miller coming up to the end of turn 4. And here we go. Pace truck. See him pull into the pits here in just a moment. There he goes. Thank you, Mr. Pace Truck. We are going to get racing here. Noah Miller side by side with the number 20 Ream machine of Blaine Wilson, and away they go. Noah Miller gets a good jump. Blaine Wilson, you know, not as good of a jump, but he's got that number 12 right behind him, whereas Matt Frady is not right behind. Oh, wow. And Miller makes a jump for the outside line. Frady is now the leader of the lower line. And Frady is getting the little bit of a jump now. Maybe a mistake there by Noah Miller going to the outside line, trying to get a push from that number 20 car of Blaine Wilson. Noah Miller here. A little bit of tire mark on his windshield. He's holding great on that outside line. Fantastic work. Let's keep this going, guys. Let's not get too chippy. We still got 17 laps to go here at Daytona at the Debby Dash 200. Noah Miller leading us by a nose over Matt Frady, who is down on the inside line there, getting pushed by Blaine Wilson on the outside. Kate McClenny on the inside line. And Kate McClenny being our big push at 6,500 I rating. He knows how to do it. As you see, that bumper is right there on the inside of Matt Frady. And here we go. Seems like we might be off and running here, everybody. The pack is kind of broken up. We have a pack that's farther back. Might have had a little bit of contract there that kind of kicked people back a little bit. But McClenny holding up right behind Matt Frady. Matt Frady holding a great inside line for McClenny to give him the push, but that number 20 of Blaine Wilson has that same idea for Noah Miller on the outside. That outside line, you know, you really want to be pushing. I'm gonna really be looking for that third line to form. We're 3 laps into this green flag now. We have 15 laps remaining, so we should see 3 lines here maybe. Ooh, and that might be Frady, number 40. He tries to go kind of an in-between line there, and that's probably not going to work for him. As you see, he's dropping back. The number 8 of Noah Miller jumping right in front of him. And somehow Justin Potts got out and around and is leading that outside line. Kate McClenny did the same thing. Just Frady got a little high, and McClenny, he just took advantage of it. He jumps up into first place, and the leader of our inside line, number 1 car, the 01 of Justin Potts, he is getting a push now from Noah Miller. And we are 14 laps to go here at Daytona. The laps are just melting away really quickly here. Like I said, we are going to be looking for a 3 wide to form any moment now. Starting to get towards the end. About 10 laps is when we start seeing it normally real life. Maybe even closer to 5, depending on how patient these drivers are. But as we've seen, a lot of yellows. These drivers can be patient, but we just haven't seen it yet. Some great racing here from Cade McClenny and number 12, Rodney Roberts, back right up where he started. Fantastic race here from Rodney Roberts, going a lap down multiple times. It's had some big damage. Let's see if he can hold on to it in that number 12 Menards car. Ford pushing forward here. Casey Ellis in the 35. Only one of 2 Toyotas on the grid. Blaine Wilson has dropped back a little bit. He's the only other Toyota other than Casey Ellis, and they're both up near the front. Blaine Wilson just dropping back. He's having a hard time there in the 20 machine. You see he's in that like no man's land, that the second line that's not really quite established. He's not really in a draft. Everybody's trying to figure out where they're gonna, you know, where they're gonna lie. People are gonna start getting chippy here with 12 laps to go. And right now, that bottom line is showing to be the dominant line. And we're going to jump back. Our second group of drivers back here. Tommy Thompson. He's leading the charge back there. And we jump up into a wreck. Oh no, Dakota Cleland. And that is a big time wreck, as we saw. People are starting to get a little chippy. And they are going to be trying to get to the pits, as there is another safety car thrown. And this should bring us down to 8 laps remaining after this safety car is all said and done. Cade McClenny flying around here. And we see these drivers catch the pace car. McClenny goes right on through him. He's going to have to hold up and get himself figured out here. But let's see what happened. Let's see what happened here. This was a pretty big one. We are following Kyle Heath here. As we saw Blaine Wilson kind of falling down in the order. Not sure how this all occurred. We know Dakota Clellan gets caught up in it, so let's follow Dakota. And once again, this is a replay. There it is. The 00 car. Looks like he gets just turned up into the wall ever so slightly. And yeah, that 00. That would be Greg Pillar. Here we are. We'll watch him. Go to his roll bar here and just see him. He gets turned up into the wall there. Trying to correct himself, trying to figure out where he's going, and he just gets turned down into the rest of the field, and the rest of the field just has nowhere else to go. Obviously, you're trying to avoid big wrecks like this, but wrecks happen at Daytona. Wrecks happen at Daytona. Patrick Matrivix up 20 spots currently. Huge gainer of the day right now is Patrick Matrivix. 20 spots is the most that we have seen gained, and the most we've seen lost. He's not even on the track anymore. That would be Doug Easel, and he has lost 24 positions. When we go to people who are on track, I don't think he is. Roberts is not on track. Rodney Roberts is either in the pits or has disconnected, but he is no longer on track. He has lost 21 spots. Matt Frady is 19 spots down currently. So he is the big loser as of right now that is still on track, giving it his all. Let's see if he can't improve on that. Looks like he is still on the main lap at least. So that is good. The only drivers that are not are, Rodney Roberts, Raymond Mull, Corey Buchanan, Richard Kreuzer, Jenny Flowers, Wesley Outman, Doug Easel, Zachary Steele, and Stein DeJong, and he's been out for quite some time. A few of these drivers dropped out not long ago. Corey Buchanan's been in the pits since lap 69. Rodney Roberts has been in the pits since lap 70. Just a moment ago, Richard Kreuzer since lap 63 when we saw him sitting in the pits, not knowing what he was doing. Something happened with him. He had to have had something go on because he was up in first, looking really good, and then Jenny Flowers is lap 60. That was the last we saw of Jenny Flowers. Kate McClenny, though, leads us. And as we come to the home stretch here, Kate McClaney is going to take us green with 9 laps remaining. And Kate McClaney gets a good jump with number 35, Casey Ellis, right behind him. And we have Kate McClenny going to the outside line there, trying to keep Matrevix at bay. Patrick Matrevix is going to give him a good push, though. That number 4 Chris Franklin behind him, and they're going to dive to the inside. Franklin cannot get to the inside with the two cars he was currently pushing with. Ellis is going to be hanging in there in third place right behind Matrevix and Cabe McClenny. Cabe McClenny has plans to win this race. And Matrevix, he doesn't have anybody to help him on the outside there. He's looking for somebody. Nobody's there. Matrevix would love a partner up there, and we see TJ Hanley. He goes up there. Let's see if Matrevix goes up and gets a good push from a partner in TJ Hanley. Great look down the straights here. TJ Hanley leading that outside line, and Patrick Matrevix, he is just trying to hang on the bumper of Cabe McClenny. Matrevix holding in there. 7 laps to go. As we had before, we have two groups really. Group a little bit farther back. Few seconds there. Let's see if we can't. Oh, and TJ Hanley gets turned. He's the only one. Oh, and he goes up and taps. Oh, that's bad on TJ Hanley. You don't want to see that. Looked like he was just driving up there. I'm not so sure he was on his brake. Let's see what happened here. TJ looked like he got turned a little bit. Let's see what goes on. Like, yeah, he just gets turned. Comes back up. Oh, yeah, he's on his brakes. He's trying to steer away from it, and wow. As you see, just couldn't avoid it. That is unfortunate there for TJ Hanley. He doesn't seem to have a lot of damage, but he lost out on a lot of positions. But with 5 laps remaining, we might be going to green white checkered after our safety car here. McClenny still up front. Matrevix keeping clean out of that. Ellis keeping clean out of that. Tommy Thompson, he is now up here as well in the 7 machine. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know who Chad Adams is. Chad Adams comes out of nowhere. Just finds his way up at the front. Same George Buck, Johnny Barker. We saw Johnny Barker. What is going on in the back there, guys? That Chris Franklin, what is happening, my man? I saw you just spinning out there for a moment. It just went down. He's coming up behind the 32, the 20. Ooh, they kind of break a little bit harder, and he is not ready for it. That 60 car smacks the back of the cars in line there. Looked like that might have been Blaine Wilson. I got a little bit of a tap. That's okay. We see some cars came into the pits. Say TJ Hanley's in. Robert Morrison in. Chris Franklin. Number 32 of Keith Ramsey. TJ Hanley. He's in. We'll jump back up to the front. Cabe McClenny. 4 laps to go. Safety car still has his lights on, so we'll go around one more. We'll start with 3 laps to go. Not quite a green-white checkered, but we will see some racing action nonetheless. You can go 3 wide now. Drivers can go 3 wide, and they don't have to wait for the 3 laps. Anything within 5 laps of the end of the race, you can go 3 wide anytime. So we should see, I would expect maybe Matrevix to drop down below McClenny and try and get a run on him to the finish. McClenny's been really strong up front, and he's been having a heck of a race. the young man out of Bakersfield, California. Like you said, he's looking for sponsors. I mean, he almost deserves it at this point. He's had a heck of a run. Trevix coming up 20 spots. We've seen him up here a couple times. The man from Sioux Falls, South Dakota in the number 4 Chevy. And one of our 2 Toyotas out there today, Casey Ellis, number 35 Ghost machine there. Hard to miss him on the track. But lights are out. We are going to be going green here in just a moment. Once we get around the track, should be around a minute and 30 seconds for our field to get around there. But while we wait, I'm going to give another big shout out once again. Grandma Debby, you know, we were racing for you today. I know I've done it a couple times. I just want to make sure you hear it from us. We are racing for you today, Grandma. You know, Dakota has put this on. We've named this race after you. And we're hoping that we've put on a good show for you. It's definitely been entertaining. That is to say the least. It's unfortunate that Dakota, however, is a lap down, and he is kind of far back. He's letting guys by. So chances of him getting unlapped and getting to go for that lead, you know, very slim, but you never know what can happen here at Daytona. Some crazier things have happened. Once again, Cave McClenny leading us to the green flag. He's had a couple green flag starts here for us. In that 05 machine, Cabe is waiting for that pace truck to jump down into the pits, which he does, and here we go. Into the starting zone. Cabe McClenny has a start. He is away. Has a good jump. Patrick Matrivic sticking on his bumper pretty good. And Matrivic's on the outside actually falling down. I mean, Casey Ellis is sticking on the bumper. McClenny goes up high. He's going to be defending both lanes here. Cabe McClenny on that inside line. Let's see if he can hold it. Matrivic's unfortunate. He is falling back and back on that outside line. Let's see if he can get a push. Doesn't look so, because Johnny Barker is going to go to that outside line. Cabe McClenny. And we are full course again. Yes, we are. We had something happen. Something going on in the back of the pack here. Oh yeah, 3 cars off into the wall, 2 into the grass. We just hear some cars mowing some grass. Oh, Noah Miller, that's unfortunate. We've seen him up front all day. Justin Potts. Oh, David Guiman. Oh, he cannot get himself going again. That's gonna be disastrous. His front right tire looks like it is broken. David's day might be over. The man from Leominster, Massachusetts. As Cabe comes across the line. Laps remaining. 3. Number of wrecks that we have had. 13 cautions in 80 laps. That's quite a few. Total number of incidents, 643. Number of winners we're going to have today, 1. Will it be the Ford of Cabe McClenny? Will it be the Toyota of Casey Ellis? Will it be the Chevy of Chad Adams, who has come out of right field and has just kind of appeared here in the 46 machine? He just hung back in the city Chevy there. Hung back, did his thing for a while, got through the field, Johnny Barker we saw up front for a little bit in that Valvoline machine. We've also seen that very bright pink/purple car of Troy Davis. Matrivix, he fell back a little on that start. He didn't have any help. Nobody wanted to help him there on the outside. And we have the number 12 car getting his wave around. Tommy Thompson, number 7 car. Justin Nanke in the number 42 car. There's some big winners today. Kyle Heath, he has had some bad luck. Man from Gilbert. Number 53 machine, he's down 4 spots from where he started in 5th place, but Kyle Heath has been running up front all day. Same with Blaine Wilson in the Ream machine. Jordan Schur, we've seen him a couple times throughout the race. Not really up front a whole lot, but he's within reach. Blaine Wilson within reach as well. Anybody on this main lap can take this race. And as we look, Rodney Roberts is back. He is on the main lap, number 12. He's just trying to catch up to the field. Cade McClenny, and the lights are still on, so Rodney Roberts is going to have his chance to catch on up. McClenny is going to be fuel saving. Maybe hitting that clutch a little bit. Yeah, as you see him, he's clutching. Right there, he's clutching. Got those RPMs down to 2,000, trying to fuel save as best he can. Gets back on the gas and then clutches it in, goes down to 2,000 RPMs there on the dashboard. He is fuel saving. Cade McClenny might be in trouble if he does not have enough fuel to get to the end of this. He is fuel saving like a madman. And with the green-white checkers, that pushes it back just a little bit farther. Ooh, revs it a little high there on accident. See if anybody else. I don't think anybody else is having a fuel save. Cabe is going for the risky play. Chad Adams, Casey Ellis, they are just hanging in there, doing their thing. Not having a fuel save. Cabe McClenny's trying to fuel save. Maybe it's a precautionary thing. You know, just in case we do have to go through a couple green-white checkers, some of these guys might not have enough to go that full green-white checkered multiple times. They might be running out of fuel. They might have to pit. And then that brings, you know, a whole nother can of worms if that happens. We have another caution, and we have to go extra, and, you know, people had their strategies set to end at lap 80. You know, it could just be a really bad thing here for some of these guys up front. And that gives opportunity for the drivers in back. But that's Daytona. You never know what's going to happen. Hopefully the 13th caution is our lucky number 13 and we don't have any more. We get a nice green-white checker at the end here. You know, once again, Adams coming out of nowhere. Barker's been up there a little bit, but still, Davis coming out of nowhere. Matrevix has been up there towards the end of this race. Thompson, Nanke, kind of pushing up where they haven't been all race, and it's been exciting. Some of the guys I would expect to be up there aren't up there. And we're gonna let Cabe take this thing. 3 to go here. As we get our green flag, Cabe is on the gas. Number 46, a chase of Chad Adams. A little bit behind, but he's keeping up with them. Chad, let's see if he tries to do anything to the outside. He is going to stick down on the inside there with Cade McClenny. Cabe has that great run. The number 35 of Casey Ellis falling a little bit behind. Number 46, let's see if he makes a move to the outside. Chad Adams. He does not. He stays right there in the slip of Cade McClenny. Chad Adams is going to be right behind him, and there he goes. He goes to the outside, number 46 on Cade McClenny. When we're wrecking behind. That will be a full yellow. Wow. What a big wreck. What a big wreck. Some of these cars getting through: Jordan Schurer, Noah Miller, Blaine Wilson. Troy Davis has been smacked hard. Dakota Cleland. He is getting going again. He was caught up in that. We aren't done yet. 14 cautions. And we'll have another green-white checkered here at the end of this caution fest that we are going through right now. But hey, that's Daytona. Especially Daytona in iRacing. Let's take a look at who caused this one. A lot of people getting hung up in it. We're gonna jump back to the field here. We know that number 87, Troy Davis, does get caught up in this one. Looks like Matrevix. Ooh, there it is. Matrevix just gets a little bit antsy. Pushes him a little bit, and then the 87 goes up high, comes down a little bit. The number 4 car turns him. Everybody just bunches up behind him, and that's just chaos from then on. And right now, Casey Ellis, he gets through. Number 6 of Johnny Barker, he gets through. But the rest of the field, not a whole lot. Oh, wow. Did the number 01 get through? Justin Potts? He was really in the middle of that, and he gets through. The number 90 car, Richard Kreuzer, gets through. He's a couple laps down, but he's fighting for some honor here, seeing where he can finish. Corey's in the pits. Anke gets collected. And Cleland, he gets, he only gets collected right there. That is unfortunate. As we'll watch from the back here. Dakota actually making, you know, making it through not too bad for the what was considered, and then all the way at the end he gets tapped there. We just gotta wait for everybody to get going again. Everybody going by. Unfortunate there. We watch from the roll bar here of Dakota. This big wreck in front, and whoa! He gets hung up. Not bad, not bad. He's trying to hang up. And then out of nowhere, just bump. Dakota, if you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all, my man. Let's jump live, though. Cade McClenny. He'll be taking us live again for another green-white checkered. I believe, like I said, we have 3 of these green-white checkers, and I think that was our first one. This will be considered our second one. And we are lights out on the pace car, and that means we go live. And I might have missed that very first one. It might have been a green-white checkered at the end. Yes, it might have been a green-white checkered at the end of the original race. Because we did jump down to 2 laps remaining, went up to 3, which would be our green-white checkered. Let's see. Let's see if we get a winner on this restart. Number 14 on the caution count. 722 total incidents, guys. I'm hoping to not see this at our next race, but like I said, Daytona is its own animal. It's got its own way of you know, having some drivers up near the front that, you know, just kind of find their way there, you know. You have some really skilled drivers that just get taken out and they end up at the back. Corey Buchanan, for example, he, sitting in the pits, only 77 laps completed. He's a great driver. He is in the back. Justin Nankey, he is in the back, 3 laps down. He's 3,700 I rating. Great driver. Bad luck. And we're going to need a little bit of luck here to get through to the end of the race. Okay, McClenny getting into that starting zone. And here we go. Okay, McClenny has the start, and there he goes. Cade McClenny gets a good jump. Ellis behind him in that 35 machine, looking to get right behind him in number 46. Is he going to file down into the lower line? It looks like he might. 46 kind of getting caught out in no man's land, but he has it. 46, if he wants to go down low, he can. Chad Adams down into second. Cade McClenny is still leading our race here. Casey Ellis in third. Down the backstretch we go. These 3 drivers are pulling away from the pack. Casey Ellis giving a good push. Chad Adams right there in second. Cade McClenny in first. And they are pulling away from the pack. Let's see if the pack can get up there. TJ Hanley in fourth, looking to get into that slipstream to get a good run on these guys. Justin Potts right there with them, and we cross the line. We are going to finish this race. Here we go, final lap. White flag at the Daytona. Debby Dash 200, cars going off in the back. Doesn't matter. Cade McClenny up in front. Chase Adams, can he make a move? As of right now, he cannot. Justin Potts gaining some ground on the outside line, getting a push from Blaine Wilson. Blaine Wilson trying to get up near the front here. Justin Potts, great push from Potts. Ooh, Cade McClenny, he throws a block on the outside. Potts goes down. Cade McClenny is pulling away from it. But the 916 of Robert Morris, he has a run. Let's see if he can make anything happen here in the last couple seconds. Robert Morris in the slip. Can he make it happen? No, he cannot. Robert Morris takes second. Matt Frady in third. Big wreck at the end here. Rodney Roberts through it all, comes in fourth. Blaine Wilson in fifth. Chad Adams in sixth. Casey Ellis ends in seventh. TJ Hanley in 8th, Raymond Mull in 9th, Johnny Barker in 10th. Cade McClenny, the favorite to win this one, comes out in front, but by a nose. Whew. Wow. I cannot believe how close that was at the end. Morrison, if he has another 100 meters, he's got it. He had the run on Cabe. Just see the run he has out going down that stretch, and he has it. Cabe goes for the block, and that's just some respectful driving there from the 917 of Robert Morrison. Respectful driving. Because it would have been real easy for Morrison to turn him. Here goes Morrison on the inside. And Morrison could have just given him a bump. Could have given him a shove to try and disrupt him, but he didn't. He lets Cade get the win. Robert Morrison takes second. Once again, Matt Frady crosses the line in third. As we see him sliding through the infield there. We'll go back to Cade McClenny, who is doing his donuts. Let's see him do a little bit more here. There we go. Cade McClenny coming away with the first ever win of the Octane Outlaws at the Debby Dash 200 here at Daytona. Fantastic job. We're gonna let him finish his donuts here. And there he goes, going for his victory lap. Ooh, some more donuts. Let's see if that'll be it for him. Great job today, Cave McClenny. We're gonna pull him, Matt Frady, and if we can get him, Robert Morrison, into the box for interviews. And you can see him peppering up the Daytona sign there. What a race we had today. See Robert Morrison coming around the track too for his second place lap. You know, it's very respectable by Morrison today. We're gonna look at our results today. We have Cave McClenny taking home the win. Robert Morrison in second place. Matt Frady in third. Rodney Robertson fourth. Blaine Wilson in fifth. Chad Adams in sixth. Casey Ellis in seventh. TJ Hanley in eighth. Raymond Mull, Sr. in ninth. Johnny Barker in 10th. Keith Ramsey in 11th. Kyle Heath in 12th. Tommy Thompson in 13th. Chris Parkman in 14th. Daniel Wiles in 15th. David Guimond in 16th. Justin Potts in 17th. Chris Franklin, he is in 18th. 19th, Jordan Schurer. 20th, Noah Miller. 21st, George Buck. 22nd, Patrick Matrevics. Dakota Cleland takes the 23rd spot. Troy Davis in 24th. Justin Nanke in 25th. Richard Kreuzer in 26th. Greg Pillar in 27th. 28th is Corey Buchanan. Jenny Flowers in 29th. Wesley Outman in 30th. Doug Easel in 31st. Zachary Steele in 32nd. Stein DeJong in 33rd. Wow, what a race today. Cave McClenny taking it home. We're going to take him into the booth here. We'll get talking with him in just a moment. Today,
feeling pretty good now. That was a little stressful those last few restarts, but worked out somehow.
yeah, it was one heck of a race that we had here at Daytona. Take me through the day. I mean, you were up front most of the race. We saw you took a pit a little bit earlier than everybody else, but ended up being out front once again towards the end. A couple yellows there at the end that you were able to avoid, and then right at the end there, you had Robert Morrison breathing right down your neck. Take us through the day.
Yeah, it was mostly just kind of looking at fuel. I knew that we could only do about 25 on fuel, so my buddies, teammates, Matt, Chad, and Doug, we were all kind of trying to line that up and figure that out. So we were talking a lot of the race. I kind of messed up Matt and told him go up and I'll go with you, and then he got shuffled to the back. So thankfully he got back up to the front because he was mad at me at that point. But it was a lot of just fuel and making sure that we could made it. I ran out of fuel there at the end, so I don't know if I could have done another restart, but it was dang close at the end. But Chad helped me and pretty much helped me with that. They had a run on the back stretch, and I went up there and blocked it. And I said, Chad, I'm either going to get wrecked or block the top, and you're going to go by, or I'm going to win it. So either way, it's going to work out good for us. And somehow it did.
Yeah, some great teamwork there from you, Matt, and Chad. Great run at the end. Obviously, a wreck happening behind you guys, but Robert Morrison had a run on you coming to the finish line. We're gonna pop that up on the stream here so everybody can see it, but it was a heck of a run there by Morrison.
400ths of a second.
Yep, yeah, he was right there behind you.
Nick, the other guy who was watching, he was like, "Oh, you got it," after they spun and had their wreck, and he was like, "You got it." I'm like, it's gonna be a big draft." And all of a sudden, Matt started yelling, "Go to the top, give me draft, give me draft!" And I didn't realize it was him. And then I saw Robert coming, and I knew I only had one shot at it and the block, so I took the one last shot, and thankfully he didn't wreck me. So thank you, Robert. But yeah, that was a insane finish and stressful. I don't know how I made it on fuel.
Yeah, we saw you fuel saving a little bit there during the pace car. We jumped on board with your cockpit, and we were able to see you keeping those RPMs low, and I kind of talked about it a little bit, just how close it was going to be on fuel. And if we had any more restarts, some of these guys up front might have to shuffle back and grab a splash and dash in the pit lane. So we're glad that it worked out for you. We're glad that the team had a pretty good day between you, Matt, and Chad. Any shout outs that you want to give today?
Yeah, just thank you, Matt and Chad. Thank you, Chad, for kind of getting me that one. And thank you for broadcasting. Thank you, Octane Outlaws, for us running it and putting it on. So hopefully I can get a few more of these and do a better burnout than what I did in this race. That was a little hard. But yeah, other than that, go check out my YouTube channel, KO5.
All right. Awesome, Cave. Thank you for racing. We're going to get Matt, or we're going to get Robert up here next.
Perfect. I will see you in the next one. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll hopefully see you up in the podiums here for the next one.
Yes, sir.
All right. Robert, do I have you down there in the pits?
Yes, you do.
Awesome. Robert, what a fantastic race end for you guys. You almost had a win there. You had a great run there on Cabe right at the end. Take us through the last moments there of the race.
I was actually looking forward to racing 3 against 3 or 4 against 4 at the end, and then the wreck happened, and that just kind of killed all momentum. I thought with how fast he was going and how much momentum I still had, I thought I had it. Maybe 100 more feet, I would have had it. Probably just made the move a little bit too early. Probably should have stayed on his bumper a little bit longer, but I'll take second place after kind of getting caught up in some stuff when I was in the front earlier, and I'll take a second place finish. Most people call me somewhat of a super speedway specialist, and anytime I can't get top finishes there, it kind of hurts, but I'll take what I can get.
Well, you got second place. I'm sure the team is going to be happy. Obviously, second place in the standings to start off the season here, week 1 at Daytona. What was your strategy coming into today, other than try and just stick with the group and then try and make a push towards the end?
I've actually never raced with anybody in here really, other than TJ and Rodney Roberts. Other than those two, I haven't really raced with anybody, so it's kind of just feeling out what everyone's gonna do, what kind of moves they make, who to stay with, who to try to avoid making runs with, and trying to feel it out. Got up front a couple times, which worked great, and then just got cycled back and kind of feel it out a little bit more and see what runs I can make against who, and no real strategy other than that, and it just paid off in the end.
Yeah, we saw you know, a lot of cars up front get shuffled to the back, a lot of guys in the back moving up front. You gained 11 positions to finish in second. Cabe started on pole, ended up front, so not a whole lot of movement from him, but some big gainers today. And you know, it just goes to show your specialty, that super speedway. Hopefully we can see you up here again on the podium coming up next week.
Yeah, hopefully it'd be great. I'm not sure if I'm going to run a full-time schedule or not, but I'll definitely be here for the super speedways. So hopefully I can at least get podiums for those races.
Well, let's hope we can see you up on the podium for those super speedways. Robert, any shout outs that you want to give before I let you go?
I'd like to give a shout out to my fiance. I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsor, TJ Hanley, who happened to be in the race also. Always designs all my paint schemes that I run. They just always look so nice. And just everybody that runs the league. I really enjoy racing leagues, and appreciate anybody that's willing to ever put in the time and to set up and to broadcast leagues. Always shout out to all the broadcasters that broadcast any of the leagues. It's a tough job sometimes, and it takes a lot. It definitely takes somebody special to broadcast races. So appreciate you as well.
Well, thanks for the shout out there, Robert, and Dakota and Corey, the league owners that put this together, all the league admins. Like you said, they are a fantastic group of guys. So we will see you next week, or hopefully, you know, in the future at the super speedways at least.
Yep, look forward to it.
All right, we're going to get Matt Frady up here in the booth now. The movement around here in Discord, and there is Matt Frady up in the booth. Matt, do I got you down there in the pits?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
What an ending to the first race ever of the Octane Outlaws League. Take us through the end there. You guys you guys had a little tussle coming to the finish. Still managed to get third though.
Yeah, that was I thought the race was over. I pretty much thought I was just gonna be sitting back there because that last restart, I think I was like 14th or 16th or something like that on that last restart, and seemed like the bottom lane just couldn't get going, and top lane just started moving, and or vice versa. I can't remember which one now. And that wreck going into 3, coming to the checkered happened, and I just kind of pedaled it through, and yeah, just somehow managed my way through that last one. I don't know how I did it.
Yep, yeah, you finished only a couple 100ths ahead of Rodney Roberts. So
yeah, I seen that. I was checking the replay, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was that close.
Rodney's going to be kicking himself. So is Blaine. You guys are 3 wide. We're actually watching it right now on the broadcast. We'll give it a little bit of room here, and you guys come to the line 3 wide, and it was, you know, a little bit of wrecking, but you know, we kind of expect that at Daytona. You know, obviously we had 14 cautions today.
Yeah.
How did you guys manage to get through the cautions while, you know, also managing tires and fuel, and, you know, then somehow find your way up front?
Tires were actually holding pretty well. We were checking them as we were pitting because we were mostly just doing fuel. I think I took 2 sets of tires once I was involved in those wrecks that I was involved in. Just because I'd been sliding around, I was just like, yeah, whatever. I'm already in the back. But yeah, me, Cabe, and Chad, we were just mostly doing just fuel, and just kind of saving under caution and stuff. And as soon as the caution would come out, and you know we were clear and everything else, we would just coast along, try to save as much gas as we can. And we were kind of seeing where we were, you know, at the first 2 stops, what we were getting lap wise. And once we realized we were at that point of, okay, we can make it no matter what from here, we were pitting, and we didn't intend on pitting again. But with me, I know I got in those 2 wrecks that kind of changed my course. So kind of just get back through it and see what I can muster up. And
yeah, I was saying on the broadcast, Daytona is just its own kind of beast. You know, you can plan for, you know, scenario A, scenario B, but you know, until you're on track, you know, feeling out the other drivers around you, feeling out, what's going on. You really can't determine half of your decisions until it's in the moment. So
Yeah.
obviously you guys made some good ones to put you and your teammates up front. Cabe, and then I believe who else was with you? Chad is there with you?
Yeah,
So-
Chad, and then Doug got out early because he had to tow, I guess.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. With three of the four of you up front, finishing in the top 6, that's fantastic for the team. Obviously, you guys were doing something right there, working together, I'm sure. We saw Cabe fuel saving there at the end. We were unsure if he was going to have enough to make it to the end, but we're glad to see you guys up on the podium. Before we let you go, is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
Just the teammates. Doug, Chad, Cabe. All them guys that we normally race with, have fun with, and yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, we'll let you go here. It has been a pleasure. Hopefully we see you up on the podium again here next week. But until then, we wish you the best of luck. Get some practice in for the upcoming races here.
All right, sir. Thank you much.
All right, we are going to close it out there. What a fantastic run we had here. Just action the whole time. Obviously a bunch of cautions, but through those cautions we had a bunch of action going on, bumper to bumper racing the whole time. Once again, the guys have all done it, but shout outs to the league admin and the league sponsors, TH Designs, Sopa's Painting Co., and then obviously the very big one, Grandma Debby. We're doing the Debby Dash 200 today. Kay McClaney coming out on top for it. Sad to see Dakota had to fall down into 23rd, but it was a heck of a run and a heck of a 2 hours and 40 minutes. So we hope to see you again. Our next race. Let's see if I can't pull that up here. I'm not sure where the race schedule is, but I believe our next race is next week here. Upcoming events, not in there. Well, either way, we will see you again. We'll have our race posted in the YouTube and obviously in the Discord. We hope to see everybody come on out again. Once again, big thanks to the admin, the league owners, the sponsors, and of course, Grandma Debby. Everybody, you have a great night. Hope to see you next week.